What's good, everybody? I'm just making a quick video. I want to talk about a situation that happened to me this morning and about these new generation people, man. And, you know, I also want to speak. We're still working on some videos. I'm digging a lot deeper into some things. I know some videos seem like, uh, I'm doing videos to give you a little introduction. I'm going to go deeper and deeper. See, on a lot of these videos I put out, I can go hours with stuff. See, I got to go slow because we got to really break stuff down. Um, you could speed things up, but I like to, I'm going to hit things from a lot of different angles and stuff. So, but, you know, my next video, I'm working on it to make it a lot better. I'm learning how to work my app even more, and I'm finding new things out, and I'm learning how to work it even better, and some little new tricks here and there. So, yes, my next video is going to be about the baseball symbols, the sacred geometry. I'm trying to get into that with it, and I'm trying to understand the sacred geometry deeper. And I always say this, man. I don't know Brother Sanchez. I never met him. I know who he is and his name. I don't know him. Like, when I say who he is, I know him from YouTube. I don't know him personally. I don't know, So I just have to state it that way, because people will say, "Oh, Chuck, man, why you mentioning Sony in your video? Man, you just trying to get views and this and that." Because I'm speaking on my opinion and how I feel about something, because I watch all his videos and I study the stuff he teaches. So no, I'm not trying to dick ride no one. I'm not putting no one down. Brother Sanchez, you could tell he's a good brother, and he wants to help people. And the video he put out last night shed light on all the stuff people are running their mouth about. I've had people approach me about that stuff and him being an agent, and they didn't have no evidence, and I don't like that. It's like calling somebody a rat and you ain't got no evidence. See, people die every day for shit like that. You gotta see, people speak and don't think first. They speak and then think. You gotta think and then speak. It's like a chess game. This new generation, this happened to me this morning. Now, I'm 40 years old myself. I ain't no young pup, but I'm still young. 40, it teaches us, oh, it's not old. Shit, we could live a whole nother 40 years. That's a whole nother life. So I'm standing in line, man, and it's cold right now. And I get a ride, and, we all go to this place, and so I'm standing in line, and it was cold, and the driver and the woman I with is older than me. They're in their late 60s, man. They're old, man, and I respect my elders a lot. I was raised that way, and I got a lot of my wisdom from my elders. A lot of times, not all wisdom. Well, that's not why I'm just. The whole point is the respect for elders is diminishing. So I made it the blueprint to this whole idea we had. We pulled up, the line was down to the street, all the way to the door to the street. Thing was like a quarter mile long, probably. So I said, look, I'll stand in the cold. It was about 7:45 in the morning. It's cold. When you're older, your body's much colder, especially these medications they put us on, and takes the body off balance. And people being older, my grandfather in his 80s, or no, 70s, late 70s, early 70s, would be like, it'd be 90 degrees in June. He's like, it's cold. It took me a while to understand. But anyway, the point to make that I'm talking is, so I said, we'll rotate. I'll stand in line. You guys stay in the car. So I was outside 45 minutes, standing in line with the other woman that comes with us. The person we was with had to drive and find a spot to park. So they stood in the car. It was warm because they're older. I respect my elders. I'll bite the bullet for you guys. Don't worry. But we'll rotate. I stood out there most of the time. Now, these people, we know not to cut the line, right? What do we look like? Idiots? This shit's happened before, man. I know what I'm doing. I'm not disrespectful. you know, and people always got something to say, man, when they're in groups. A lot of people are hardcore when they're in groups. But when they're by themselves, the energy is just not there. And I'm not saying I'm the toughest guy in the world, 'cause I'm not. I'm not. I've taken losses. But I tell you one thing, the losses I've taken, I learned lessons, and I won't take those losses again. That shit won't happen to me again. You know, I wasn't some gangster my whole life. You know, I got picked on when I was a kid, but I tell you what, I was green to a lot of shit when I was a kid, and I didn't understand a lot of things when I was a kid. But as I got older, see, I wasn't a kid no more. I wasn't no baby sheep. I opened my eyes, and, you know, I study things and whatever. I start to see things for what they are, and how people try to portray this, put masks on, try to say this, and this, how they move. That's what I do. While everyone's loud and they in a group, I'm in the back watching, learning, studying. Who's this? What they doing? Anyway, so the lady's walking up to the car. My boy's walking up to the car. They're older. You know, I told them, don't stand in the cold, man. I'll do it. And, you know, I went in the car. I had to get a little warm. 10 minutes. So the other lady comes out the car and stands, but the two other people are still in the car. So the lady's getting closer to the door, so I said, come on, let's go. So I go back out there to stand. Mind you, the guy that was in front of me stood out there the whole time. Good guy. I'm not putting him down. I don't even know his name, but we were talking for the whole time. He should have backed me up a little bit, but he was minding his business. I still respect him for that. I didn't need no one to back me up, you know. I knew what I was doing before I even said anything, because I thought it out. While it was going down, I already had my move. Like, before they even finished what they were saying, my move was already made. I already had planned it out. That's how good I've gone with this shit. So they were like, oh, why y'all cutting the line? And the old lady's trying to explain herself, and they got disrespectful. Oh, you better go to the back of the line. You're cutting the line. So I was like, damn. She's trying to tell, look, you know, and she's trying to explain herself how we made this plan to rotate. And the people are like, oh, and I was like, look, man, I came up with the blueprint. We're in rotation. We ain't new to this. We didn't cut the line. You know, I said, if anyone got something to say it to me, because it was my idea. I made the blueprint. And, you know, you're going to get a lot of people, oh, you think you're a tough guy, but no, man, I respect my elders. This lady's a lot older, and you got these younger people flapping their gums, not respecting the older person. See, if it was me, all them old people standing out there that are old in their 70s and they're cold, I would have let all them go first. Why? Because we're younger. And we could take the cold. Let them go, man. But nah, people don't think like that because they think about themselves. You know? And I'm so glad at such a young age I was taught to respect my elders, even though there was times I disrespected my mother when I was young, and I was a knucklehead, man. And, you know, I'm just glad that always stuck with me to respect my elders. There's times I didn't, you know, and I paid the price for it, and it hurt me bad when, you know, when I'm wrong, man, and I own up to my mistakes. You know, I'm not a little bitch. You know what I'm saying? Not everything in life's being a bitch, man. You know what I'm saying? When you learn from your mistakes and you own up to your mistakes to self, you can learn a lot. Now, like, if you're gonna do something with somebody and you know what you're doing, you know what you're getting into, don't go fucking, you guys get in trouble, you don't go tell on that person and fucking you know, when we're young children, man, we do a lot of things, man. We don't speak because we're not fully developed yet. Even at 13, we think we're men. We think we're grown. We think we know it all, but we don't know shit. We don't know shit. We're still children at the age of 13. I used to think I was a young man. I wasn't even close to a young man at 13. I was still a child. But the way these people were speaking to this woman with the tone of voice, like, they wanted to do something about it. So I felt as though I had to, you know, yeah, there was a lot of people. They could have stomped me out, but I didn't give a fuck. It was the point that you're disrespecting an old lady, man, and an older gentleman. You know, no one said none. It was crickets, and a lot of people respect me for what I did, but some didn't. I didn't really care because I knew I was doing something right. And even if I didn't know the people, I would have still did it. Meaning, yeah, we had a plan and all that, but if we didn't have a plan and I was just standing in the line by myself and I wasn't with no one and somebody, I've done it. See, I've done it already. I've watched people in line, younger, and an old person will come up from their cab and it'll just so happen to be busy in that hour. And there's people that could barely stand up and they got walkers and stuff. It's like a doctor's office and stuff. So, you know, people will let them go cut the line. And people are complaining, oh, I gotta work. Okay, that's understandable. Well, if you had to work, you should have been there earlier. Get on your game. Be on top of your game. I'll be a little bit late for work to help an older person. I'm gonna do it all the time, but if I know a person is in a worse position than me and they're my elders, I'll bite a bullet for them, man. That's just how I am, you know. Because what made me really respect my elders is there's times I didn't even respect my mother. Like, it wasn't about respect. It was about me not knowing certain things. Like, you know, when you're young, and my mother didn't want to put a TV in my room, right, or no Nintendo. And when I was a kid, I used to hold that against her, and I'd be mad that we were poor, and I used to blame her. But you know, I didn't understand life, and I didn't understand a lot of things. So I did it all wrong, and there's a lot of regrets, man, that I can't take back. But I could tell you what I can learn from and teach other people not to make the same freaking mistakes I did. And that's what I'm about, man. I'm a realist. I'm about learning the truth. I'm not about someone telling me something and then I'm going to take it for face value, because I've done that before and I got played like a sucker. And I told myself that won't ever happen again. So I said, how can I make that not happen again? How can I not get played like a sucker ever again? And then from that point on, I start mapping out how that ain't never going to happen again. And I'm going to make sure of that. You know, there's a few times you make a second mistake twice, you know, you try to do something a little different, and, you know, but I've learned valuable lessons in life. And one elder always told me to think before you speak. Think before you react. Because there could be times in life you could react and you can't take that reaction back. Like, if your life's in danger, to me, the only rules there are at that point is to get home safe and alive. So to me, there is no rules when your life's in danger. To me, there is no rules. At that point, that means you got to stand your ground. But I was standing my ground. I didn't care if that whole line trampled over me. It was the point that we were in the right, and these people were disrespecting some older lady, man. They didn't even want to let her speak or nothing. So, you know, shout out to Bullet, man. Shout out to Debbie. I forgot the other two women that were with us. Names. I'm sorry. Don't get mad at me, please. I see them every day, and I'm bad with names. I'm good with faces, but I'm bad with names. Shout out to Bullet, man. It's a good brother right there, man. You know, I could actually say I haven't known him my whole life, man. I've known him a pretty good chunk of my life. He's a good brother, man. And, you know, I've had friends I know my whole life that wouldn't drop and do what he did for me, man. Like, if I need a ride, he's right there. Boom. Boom. Oh, yeah, I'm coming. I got you, man. No problem. Boom. Real friend. I could be down and out. I could be starving, thirst. He could have one box of fucking macaroni to me. He'd be like, yo, you want half? I know you're hungry, man. You know, there's some real good people out there in life. I've crossed paths with a lot of good people in life, man. And I lost a lot of good friends, man. A lot of good friends. Shout out to JoJo. Rest in peace, brother. My boy Joe Diaz. Crossed paths with him in life. Real good dude, man. Real good. I consider him like a brother to me, man, you know? And I let a stupid football card get in the way of you know, he took my motherfucking Walter Payton rookie card, man. No, yo, that ain't no cheap card. That shit was graded at 9, B. And I know he took it, man. But you know what? Shit happened, and he ended up passing away, and I learned a valuable lesson. Don't let no material shit divide you from a friendship. Yeah, he was in the wrong for doing it, but it's a fucking card, man. And sometimes in life, shit happens. You know, yeah, it's wrong he took, but you know what? I've done wrong and took it in my life, and I guess that's karma, right? So I've learned to not let material shit divide, and it's sad that, you know, I think it was 3 months I didn't talk to him before he passed away. You know, I mean, I would text him here and there. We really wouldn't, you know, and that shit happened, man, in left field, and it just fucked me up, man, because it just seems like real good people are dying younger and younger, and you know, there's pain all over this map. There's pain, young people dying all day and every day. See, there's a genocide being played out, and we're all falling for it. We're all falling for it. You know why? Because we're blinded by this money. We're blinded. People are blind, so blind that they'll kill their mother. They'll sell crack to their mother to get this money. See, there's no more morals. There's no more respect. There's no more community. There's no more unity. There's no more, you know, that shit's all being broken down. The only people that have a community and unity is the people in power, and they front like they're divided, but they're not. See, that's their game, their tactic. It keeps us divided because we believe them that they're really divided, but they're not. You're sitting there backing the people that fucked your whole life up, your whole life, and your parents' life, and this and that. Look what they did to the people that used to live here. Look what they done to other civilizations. That don't justify, to me, you calling other people terrorists. No one even investigated on, you know, I always bring that up, but, you know, I just think it's crazy how our government calls this one, that one a terrorist, this one, that, to justify their killings. My grandfather fought for this country. Anything I say now, I would tell to my grandfather. You know why? Because my grandfather would agree. My grandfather fought in the Korean War on a Navy ship, big guns, bam, bam, boom. And his brother fought in the Army, and his other brother, I don't know if they had the Marines then, but they were Air Force, Army, Navy. My gramps and his brothers rocked out with that, and they thought they were fighting for our freedom. What they really didn't know, they was fighting an opium battle, an opium war, a control war, a conquer war. See, they blind you with these false attacks, and then they tell you, oh, we were in danger. So then, boom, they could go conquer somebody's land, and all these lies are being portrayed, because back then, we didn't communicate with this technology like we do now on these phones. See, these phones are a blessing but a curse at the same time. We could use these phones to do good, but yet they're cursing us because we're not thinking things out. I see people flashing guns, drugs, all that type of shit on there, man, and the police don't even need to investigate. You know why? Because we do all the investigating for them. With these phones, they can find out where we live, when we took a shit, the last time we ate, the last time we picked our nose. We tell them what color socks we wear, how many guns we got, this and that, boom, boom, I'm delivering this here, oh wow, oh, look at this, poof, oh yeah, I'm cool, oh yeah. Man, I was watching this Pimp C DVD, man, last night, because I was investigating why, you know, Pimp C's whole so-called suicide on the syrup, just, it wasn't adding up, man, and the way they found him, but I don't want to talk about that, because I don't know his personal life, I don't know him, I know him as Pimp C, and I watch a lot of his interviews, and he had wisdom, he had smarts. Maybe he was rubbing elbows with the wrong people in these societies and stuff, but the message he had, the moves he wanted to make. Like, these record labels rob you blind. Like, when I was looking at Wu-Tang's first album, I think it's like 10 times platinum or whatever. By now, they done sold crazy, crazy records, that first record. I was watching an interview. They said, You Gods said they got $5 grand, I think it was. They had to split between 9 members. And probably, you only getting that much money. You got usually in your first album, you got to invest it to get better equipment, to make it sound better. And you got to invest more money into your craft so you can make your craft go further. So $5 grand ain't shit, especially when you got to divide it with 9 people. But then when you look, the contracts, that's where they get you with these contracts. They bind you. And there's a lot of fine print. And a lot of these good brothers and sisters don't know. They don't know to read the fine print. They don't, they get lawyers that are working with these record labels and they act like they're your friend and stuff. And they're working right along with them, stabbing you in your back. See, these agendas are in play because they don't give a shit about you, but they'll front like they do. See, these brotherhoods, they act like, oh, you're my brother, my brother. I'm starting to think these crackers, these white people in power, man, I don't consider myself white, but I just say it because, those people are dead, man, in the mind, and they're, actually they're kind of smart. I give them credit because they're psychological war. They know how to play us and hurt us like sheep because, we're so stuck on the material things. It's easier to control us. I fell for so much in my life, and I'm just so glad I'm a person that learns and learns and learns, and I'm not a good teacher. I admit that. I like being a student. I like learning, and I try to enlighten people and stuff, but, I'm not a good teacher of some people, so politics, that stuff's bad, man. These people, their agendas, they got these brotherhoods that make you feel like I was saying, I'm starting to think these crackers in power, right? They get all these gang members and stuff. Like, if you look at gang symbols, and I'm not dissing gang members and none of that and stuff, because the problem, a lot of them are blind to this stuff, but the symbols in the Masonic and the witchcraft and all that, it's all one, man. If you look at it, it's all. So my whole thing is, it was probably infiltrated because they seen an advantage that they could use this to turn the people in the ghettos or the poor areas, whatever you want to, on each other to kill each other. See, we're doing their work without even knowing it. That's the genocide. We're killing each other. And I don't like the white, black, and brown thing. But the black people, brown, whatever, are mostly in together. There's white people, yes, but not, they're not as much. And I really think, man, I really do, that these motherfuckers are playing us and they're using our weaknesses against us. We're carrying out their agendas without even knowing it. We're murdering each other down in the streets. Well, I ain't gonna say we are, because I don't fall for that shit no more. When I was a kid, I used to be all into wanting to do this and then whatever, looking up to Wu-Tang this and Mobb Deep that, and then I've seen the genocide in it, and I said, that's the trick, man. We're down here gunning each other down, disrespecting each other, not rising each other up to overcome with these people. See, we blame them, which, yeah, but you got to blame yourself too, because we fell